Have you ever heard of a town that's been burning for more than 60 years? A place where smoke rises from the streets, where the ground can suddenly collapse beneath your feet, and where only a handful of people dare to live. This isn't a movie, and it isn't an urban legend. This is the true, chilling story of Centralia, Pennsylvania, a real American town that's been on fire since 1962. Centralia was once a thriving coal mining town. Families lived there for generations, working in the mines, sending their kids to school, and living the kind of small-town life you'd expect in mid-20th century America. But everything changed with one simple mistake, an accident that would transform Centralia into one of the most infamous ghost towns in U.S. history. It all began in May of 1962. Local authorities decided to clean up the town landfill by setting it on fire. It wasn't unusual, they had done it before, but this time the fire wasn't contained. What no one realized was that beneath the landfill was an opening to an abandoned coal mine. Once the flames reached the coal seam underground, the fire spread uncontrollably into the vast network of tunnels beneath Centralia. At first, nobody thought much of it, but weeks turned into months, and smoke began to seep out of the ground. The roads grew so hot that car tires could melt. Cracks appeared in the streets, releasing toxic gas. Basements filled with carbon monoxide, making homes dangerous to live in. Slowly, the residents began to understand the terrifying truth. The town was sitting on top of a fire that couldn't be put out. By the 1970s, the situation had become a nightmare. The ground was unstable. Houses were collapsing. Strange, smoky vents opened up everywhere. In 1981, tragedy struck when a 12-year-old boy named Todd Domboski was playing in his backyard. Suddenly, the ground beneath him gave way, and he fell into a sinkhole over 150 feet deep. He barely survived, clinging to a tree root until his cousin pulled him to safety. That moment shocked the nation. Centralia wasn't just burning, it was deadly. The government stepped in. In 1984, Congress allocated more than $40 million to relocate the town's residents. Families were forced to leave their homes, many of which were bulldozed. By the 1990s, Centralia was nearly empty. What had once been a busy community of more than 1,000 people was reduced to only a handful of stubborn residents who refused to leave, insisting that it was still their home. Today, Centralia looks like something out of a post-apocalyptic movie. Most of the buildings are gone. Streets are cracked and broken, with smoke rising from the ground. The famous Route 61, once a busy highway, was abandoned and later became known as the Graffiti Highway, covered in eerie artwork left behind by visitors. But the fire is not the only thing that gives Centralia its dark reputation. Over the years, many people have claimed that the town is haunted. Visitors report hearing strange noises, distant screams, whispers rising through the smoke, and shadowy figures moving through the mist. Some say the spirits of miners who died in the town's long history are trapped there, their voices carried by the toxic gas rising from below. Scientists estimate the fire could continue for another 200 years. That means Centralia is doomed. It will never be rebuilt. It will remain forever as one of America's darkest places, a ghost town born from fire, tragedy, and mystery. So the next time you look at a map of Pennsylvania, remember this. Hidden among the forests and hills lies a town that is still burning, a living hell where the earth itself never sleeps. Centralia, the haunted town that will continue to burn long after we're gone.